Welcome back to Daytime. Linda is away again today. Kelly sitting in for her. And first up, a pleasure to welcome to the show the author of this book right here called The Unlikely Victims, a great little murder mystery. Alvin Abram joins us. How are you today, Alvin?
I'm fine, sir. Thank you.
Welcome.
Now, kind of interesting how you got into writing. You didn't start the conventional way. You were a graphic artist or designer?
I designed books for people, and I was 58 years old. I had a heart attack. While laying in the hospital, my wife said to me, "Do I have any regrets?" I said, "Well, I got some stories in my head. I just don't know how to write them."
Okay.
When I came out of the hospital, I was told to convalesce for 3 months, and instead, I found myself a day student at York University Creative Writing. Every day she drove me to school, and every day my son took me home.
Yeah.
I came and finished the school and wrote my first book, and it got published.
Wow. So was this heart attack kind of like an epiphany for you? You decided that
You saw the light.
I got to do something.
Yeah,
with my life that I've
in
always
fact, I
wanted to.
retired not too long after that. I closed down my business after 42 years wanting to write. I have all these little stories in my head, and
Had that always been a desire of yours, or
Yes.
just came when you were ill?
my father passed away when I was 18. I was supposed to be a journalist. I wanted to be a journalist. I left the school and went into the workforce, built a successful business, and never went back. But when the heart attack came, I wanted to go back to what I wanted to do originally.
Excellent.
Right. All right. Well, tell us a bit about the
Yeah.
book, Unlikely Victims, because it's kind of interesting the way you write. You actually use actual police cases in your stories?
I didn't know where to start because I have no police background, other than the fact that I watch a lot of police TV series and what have you. So I approached police officers blindly. I said, "Hello, I'm an author."
Just in a coffee shop one day? Or
I even got on my knees once with a woman cop, and I said, "Look, could you tell me a story?" And my wife was laughing.
And the
at
guy's
table.
probably like, "Hey, man, I'm undercover here. Quit it. You're blowing my cover."
And they would tell me stories. I had a sheriff in New York, in Rochester, tell me a story. I had homicide cops in Toronto, one in Montreal, and I found the ones I thought were most interesting, and I fictionalized them. They all have unusual endings. I created a singular cop, 60 years old, arthritic, end of his term, tragedy in his own personal life, and I focus on him as an elderly man leaving the workforce, not knowing what to do because he's had nothing in his life except work.
Right.
And then the victims, trying to let everybody feel the pain that the victim had, not the perpetrator, but the victim themselves.
Well, that's an interesting point of view that you write from, that you don't often see in a murder mystery, is you do concentrate more on the victims than the perpetrator.
Yeah.
I kind of give, in fact, I've had people say it's unusual that they're reading a murder mystery and they're crying, and that was not their intent.
Yeah.
But I tried to give the humanness of both the police officer and the victim. Now, I introduced the dog. I saw an article in the Star, and I thought it was a great idea. It was a one-paragraph article. I said, "Yeah, that's a great idea for a story." That's my grand dog.
What's your granddog?
Oh, it's on the cover of the book here?
He's my real dog. Mystic is his name. I put him into the book. I have him solve a case.
That's a great name.
So-
And what about the other fellow, the gentleman on
Well,
the book?
that's Harvey Atkins. People will know him today as the voice of Leon's Furniture, but he's played in Cagney Lacey and Law and Order as a judge. My idea of an overweight, laughable type person was this image of the police officer in Cagney Lacey, which is what he played.
And isn't this Christine Cagney or Lacey right there, too?
No.
Looks like her, though, doesn't it? Tyne Daly.
Oh my gosh, she
Tyne
doesn't
Daly.
look like she does. Good then.
The irony is that they were trying to approach her as the secondary part, but that's nothing. That's whether or not.
Because this has been optioned for television, sorry?
that's so exciting
Harvey
for
bought
you.
the option for it. He's put together a cast. There are 9 scripts already written, and he's trying to make it into a series, a Canadian series.
How is the book being received?
Very well. I've gotten a lot of email. I've gotten a lot of people who tell me that they love the funding. It's humorous. There are some incidents in it that are way out. It's simply written. It's not very complicated. I'm not a complicated person. And the crimes are crimes that we all know. 2 brothers who don't like each other, a mother who's overbearing, a robbery of an elderly woman. All these are things that we can relate to personally. And so the crime does not become some sophisticated murder, but more or less of a crime of that you can interpret as having something you've been connected with.
Okay, well, it sounds like some great summertime reading, and it's in the bookstores right now?
Chapters, Indigo, anybody else.
Excellent. All right, look for it with the guy from Leon's on the front cover. That don't pay a cent of it, or no, we got to pay for this, don't we?
I'm afraid so.
Okay. It's the Unlikely Victims. Alan, thanks so much for coming in. Pleasure.
Pleasure to
Thank you
meet
for
you. Good
inviting
luck
me.
with your book and your screenplay.